And so now, just to get an idea of how we might put these together, we can go into our reports and possibly provide this to a client. Now, once we're here, we could say, how could I get it to the client? Well, I could then take these, attaching them to an email, which at least would be better than sending 3 different emails with 3 different forms. That would be kind of ugly. One email with 3 attachments would possibly be better, but it might be better if I can attach 1 attachment to the email, or I could possibly provide the client access to the folders where I have generated the reports for their review, remembering that even if they have access to QuickBooks, they possibly don't know how to generate these cool reports with a vertical analysis, horizontal analysis, and therefore it still might be worthwhile for us to generate them for them so that they see that we can do cool things over here and we're here for them at the end of the year when tax time rolls around. Now, if I provide this information on an external drive like a OneDrive, they can get access to this folder, and it's nice that we numbered them so that they're now in the order that we think might be of importance to them, which we can do by simply numbering them. If I'm going to attach them to an email, then maybe I put them into another folder to zip the folder so that I can attach simply 1 attachment rather than 3 attachments, and more once we also add other reports like the income statement reports. So let's say I add another folder. I'm going to right click and add another folder, and we're just going to call these reports for 12, let's say 3125. And let's pull these in there. Let's pull them in there. And then now I can't attach this folder like this, but if I right click on it, then I can zip the folder. They have a different layout. Compress the folder, zip the file. So now if I zip it, then I should be able to add this report to an email, meaning it'll allow me to do the attachment. So now I have the ability to give them access to the folder this way, where at least it's in order, or if I'm going to give them an email or send the folder in some type of way, I can zip the file so that they can download the folder at one time and still have the information within the folder with that 1 attachment that will have the information in there. Now, again, we have this option as compared to what if I can put all of the reports on 1 file. We saw that we could do that in a prior presentation in the reports over here. Now that I have these set up, I could add those to my management reports. And that's a little bit cleaner still, because that allows us to have our packaged deal of having them in this little management report, which could create 1 PDF file instead of for however many reports we have. But we still don't have full customization here. So what's the next option that we could do? Next time, we'll talk about taking similar reports here, exporting them to Excel, and then possibly using Excel and the Qt PDF printer, the ability to export from multiple Excel tabs to 1 PDF file, to put them all on 1 PDF file that way. That way can be more flexible than this because it allows us to do more formatting, although the formatting is different and we'd have to update the formatting in Excel every time. But even if we just want to do like font and change the font or something, or the color scheme, we can do that in Excel. And we can also add other pages if we want to have a cover page and other information either in Excel or integrate Excel with Word, which is a little bit more complex, but which might possibly give you the most flexibility to generate a more sophisticated and customized report, which would most likely be the most impressive kind of thing that you can do to try to differentiate yourself as a bookkeeper, as a professional, from other people that possibly aren't doing that, and therefore all of their reports will look somewhat similar, either like a default management report or like the defaults that are in generated from QuickBooks. They will all have the same font. They'll all have the same layout. They'll use the same terminology, even though some of the terminology for QuickBooks is different than what you might do in normal external reporting purposes, as we saw in the past, for example, for things like the checking account and the savings account being under bank accounts, whereas normal external reporting, we could rename that in Excel to cash and cash equivalents or something like that if we wanted to. So we'll do the exporting to Excel and the organizing of it within Excel a little bit to some degree next time, even though this isn't an Excel course, right? So we're not going to get into a whole lot of detail once it's in Excel, but we'll get into an idea of how you might then do further customizations in Excel, why you might do it, how you might batch that together, and then you can continue on there in Excel world if you want to from that point.